one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
You view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
free smoke.
Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our block, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Cashing in, say, the way Liv did, well, that's like winning the lottery, isn't it? And I don't need to win the lottery because I work my ass off every week for a paycheck.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Yo, I appreciate everybody who clicked on the video, who tuned into the show. Can't talk properly right now. I appreciate the regular viewers, the new viewers. I appreciate all of it. The support, the comments, all of it. I truly do. I am happy because the Phillies just picked up the first win of the wild card series against the Marlins. Never a doubt that Zach Wheeler was going to go out there and get it done for us. That's my guy. That's my ace. Craig Kimbrell with the save. It feels good. Now I'm just praying that Aaron Nola come out and be is dominant tomorrow. I'm praying we get a dominant Aaron Nola game tomorrow. Because we could come out here and get a Nola game where he give up 6-7 runs. I'm just praying he don't. I'm praying we have a. He can go out there and give up 3, to be honest with you. As long as the Phillies is out there hitting, we should be good. We left a lot of runs on the board tonight. Like, we left a lot of runs out there. We could have gave Zach an even better lead to work with. Like, we could have gave him a far greater cushion. Like, if we had scored all the runs we should have scored, Zach probably would have went deep into this game. Well, he went deep into the game, but he probably would have went complete game, which you don't really want that to happen, though. That's my only caveat. I don't really want Zach pitching 7, 8, 9 innings, bro. I want our bullpen to be dominant enough to be able to pick up after he get off the mound. Because back in the day, yeah, you might have wanted your ace to go that many innings. In today's baseball, bro, you don't really want your ace going that many innings, having to go through a lineup 3 times. Some pitchers you don't even want going through a lineup twice. Zach Wheeler is a pitcher who obviously he can get through a lineup 3 times, but in the playoffs, you trying to think ahead. If Zach Wheeler is pitching great enough in a game and we have a good enough lead to where you can trust that your bullpen can pick it up, you don't really want him having to pitch them last 3 innings anyways. You would prefer he get out of that game, get the win, heal up so he can pitch that he won't have to pitch again in this series. But in our next series against the Braves, I don't even think he'll be ready for game 1. Or if he is ready for game 1, regardless, just give him the best chance to be ready for game 1 against the Braves. That's going to be a tough ass series. And Zach pitches great in Atlanta, but you just can't, even with Zach Wheeler being as great as he is, Atlanta is a tough team. And I understand we beat them last year. They was dealing with a lot of injuries last year. And this is the thing. The Mets is the team that I don't understand why we lose against so much when they are a good team. Not necessarily the Braves. And I understand the Braves have a great team. Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna Jr., Sean Murphy. I'm not really happy that the Athletics just gave away Sean Murphy and Matt Olson to the Braves. I hate that. I hate that the Braves get all these great players on contracts that is well below their market value. Ronald Acuna is about to win an NL MVP, and he is not getting paid like an NL MVP. Now, I know broke people will say, oh, he made good enough money. But in terms of what he should be getting paid, he is not getting paid anywhere near. Like, it's crazy how the Braves keep signing these studs for way less than market value. Like, Matt Olson signed an extension with them, I believe, last year. Bro, dude just hit damn near 70 home runs in a season, making way less than his market value. If you put Matt Olson on the market right now, he probably doubling the contract he make right now. Ozzie Albies is a second baseman who just went for 30 home runs in a season. Now, I don't know what happened to his defense this year. He was kind of rocky on the defensive side of the ball. And shockingly, since Ronald Acuna done come back from injury, he ain't the greatest defender that is great as he used to be. But I can imagine why, after coming off of the injury he was coming off of. Regardless, these are some crazy bats. Now, if the Phillies come into this game with great bat approaches and whatnot, we're going to beat the Braves also. If Zach Wheeler is Zach Wheeler, we're going to win that game. If Aaron Nola dominates, we're going to win that game. And then I have faith that all the other dudes will figure it out. I know I don't really want Taijuan Walker pitching at all in any of the starts because for some reason he just seemed to have to give up a couple runs before he settled down. Mike Lorenzen haven't really been good as a starter since he threw that no-hitter. So I don't really want to see either of them two as a starter. However, the problem is I don't think Ranger Suarez done been that great down the stretch as a starter either. So obviously we're going to have to trust that somebody going to be able to go in there and pitch some innings. What I've come to the realization is we're going to give up some runs. We definitely going to give up some runs against the Braves, but we are definitely giving up some runs with those back two end pitchers. Like it's no doubt about it. Like we're going to give up some runs, but my hope is that Zach Wheeler can still win in Atlanta. We can get another win at home with a different pitcher on the mound who feeding into the Philly hype. And then Zach Wheeler can come in game 4 and get us that other win in Philly where we take a 3-1 lead against the Braves. If that can happen, basically getting Zach Wheeler to get us 2 wins, 1 in Atlanta, 1 in Philly, because that's the type of pitcher Zach Wheeler is at this moment. In the playoffs, this dude just shoves. And he don't even be having the greatest run support behind him, in my opinion. Like, it's not like he going out there and getting the run support that Aaron Nola be getting at times. And Aaron Nola still be playing crazy. I'm not here to talk crazy about my players. What I'm saying, though, is Zach Wheeler is that type of pitcher at this moment that in order you can use him if as long you don't want to overthrow him now, because when you get to the World Series, you do want him to have a fresh enough arm. Because I think one of the problems last year was that his arm finally started to fatigue out in the playoff. I mean, in that World Series, because he had pitched so many innings last year. And since he done got to Philly, basically, because he is the ace of the staff. But because of how great he is, bro, you can pitch him in game 1 of that. You can pitch him in either game 1 or 2 against the Braves if we get there, and pitch him in either game 3 or 4 at home. I would prefer that you pitch him in game 1 against the Braves and get him in game 4 against the at home. And you could count on those being 2 wins if your hitters show up and do their jobs. Because you got to understand, Zach Wheeler he only done given up 1 run in the game 1s he done played in the playoffs. But against the Braves, because I respect the Braves so greatly, you have to know that they might take 2 runs off of Zach Wheeler. It might be tough to get him, but they will eventually. And some reason, Zach Wheeler is not good against Josh Bell. Shout out to Josh Bell. He was basically the offense for the Marlins tonight. Zach Wheeler probably pitched a complete game shutout, if not for Josh Bell being a stud. Every time he played against us, he seemed to know how to hit Zach Wheeler. And other than the season he was playing with the sorry ass Nationals, when they finally decided, yeah, we trading Juan Soto, we getting rid of Max Scherzer and all that. Other than that, he usually has been good against Zach Wheeler. I'm interested to see his numbers against Zach Wheeler in his career, but that is not why we are here. I just had to talk about it because that's my squad. Week 4. I was finna say week 3, but this is the week 4 recap, part 2. Because now Monday Night Football has been played. And the Giants got that ass waxed. And I find it very interesting that the Giants continue to get waxed on prime time and at home. That's so interesting to me. It's as if they say to themselves, you know, we at home, you know, we in our own beds and whatnot. Maybe we too comfortable, you know, maybe. I know what it is. It's the home field advantage. They think because we got this home field advantage, obviously that's going to carry us through the win. So we ain't got to really try too hard. Listen, man, the Giants a bunch of dumbasses. If you watch this game on Monday, my God, bro, it makes no sense how this team continue to get their asses waxed at home like this on prime time. But it kind of start to make a little bit of sense when you just watch the game, bro. Like, they do a whole bunch of extracurricular BS for a team that is as bad as they are. And this is exactly why I said last year after the playoffs, the Giants is the number 1 team in the playoffs that could absolutely suck next year when it all is said and done. Because they made the playoffs out of a miracle at this point. Now, I'm not going to say that. It was a lot of downs that happened last year in the NFC that allowed the Giants to have a good enough season for them to make the playoffs. But I said it going into this season, and as soon as the playoffs was over, the Giants is probably the team that's not making the playoffs this year. I don't know how you look at that team, you look at that roster and say, yeah, that's a playoff caliber team, even with the NFC being a little bit down the last couple years. I just think it's insane. For one, I don't like banking on everybody else to be bad for me to be good. That's a terrible way to look at things. Also, I don't know how you can continue to look at Daniel Jones and this offense. See, the media for some reason got this insistence on looking at bad offenses and continuously making up these stupid stats and dumb reasons as to why they could be good or will be good or could do this or could do that. Bro, if you going into every game trying to figure out what you're going to do on offense, how you going to score on offense, you're not going to be a good offense. That's just, the Steelers done shown you that. The Giants done shown you that. The Cardinals done, the Cardinals done been basically better than both of them offenses this year. But I'm just, the Jets done showing you that. Like, I'm not understanding how that is still a thing where people think that you can guess on offense or figure it out and you're going to be a competent team. But I guess it's because there's so many New York fans in the media. Either way, a lot of people were saying in the offseason, and I'm not making this up, that Daniel Jones deserved his contract and that they would rather have him over Lamar Jackson because he's improving while Lamar is declining. And I thought that was just as stupid a statement Well, I see a lot of dumbass statements on the regular, but that is just one of them statements where I'm like, yo, these dudes clearly don't watch the game. Either they clearly don't watch the game. Well, they definitely ain't watching the games, but you gotta be racist to be making comments like that. Cause in no reality has Daniel Jones ever been better than Lamar. Not in college, not in high school, not now. Like, he ain't never been a better talent than Lamar Jackson. I understand y'all like to keep using this excuse, oh, he ain't got talent, he ain't got talent. Lamar Jackson won a unanimous MVP with Willie Snead, Marquise Brown, Duvernay. Like, bruh, stop it. So I think it's very interesting, that conversation. And we could also have a conversation about all them teams that wanted to come out and publicly be racist and say, yeah, we don't want Lamar Jackson. We don't want him. Yeah, go look at the record for all them bozo ass teams. However, getting away from that, it's very interesting to me that people thought Daniel Jones deserved that contract. And like I said, shout out to Daniel Jones for getting the money. It ain't what you think you deserve, it's what you negotiate at the end of the day. Because if they was stupid enough to pay him that contract, renegotiate the contract and give him more, well, that's on the Giants. I don't know what they had seen, and I said this at the time. I don't know what you had seen from Daniel Jones in the years of him being the quarterback for his team that could have made you say, yeah, let's pay this dude an absorbent amount of money. I just don't know what you could have seen. Nothing, even in his best year last year. It was an overhyped year by ESPN and the analysts on FS1. Man threw 15 touchdowns. They was excited because this was the year that he had the least amount of turnovers than any other year he had played. So when the bar is so low for Daniel Jones, but it's so high for Lamar, because Lamar Jackson and the Ravens won this week, and all I'm seeing is analysts talk about, for one, they're not even talking about the Ravens, because if they were talking about the Ravens, the Ravens need to lose to be talked about. That's one. They love talking about Lamar Jackson when he lose. Two, I saw a thing where Stephen A was making a list, and Jeff Saturday said, you know, how you move the Ravens up on this list and they lost to the Colts. But that's very interesting to me because the Jets beat the Bills, but now all of a sudden Josh Allen is an MVP candidate. The same Bills that the same Jets that lost to the Chiefs, but y'all punishing Pat Mahomes for throwing 2 interceptions against that team. Do you see how the bar is constantly moving for an African-American quarterback, but it's so steadily there for a white quarterback, and it's so low that they could just walk right over it. It's no jumping necessary. You don't need to extend them muscles. You just walk clean over that bitch. Josh Allen, and y'all know I love Josh Allen, so I hate using Josh Allen for examples, but I just gotta say what I gotta say. Josh Allen looked like trash against the Jets. Now, obviously, I came on here and made excuses for him. Not necessarily excuses, but I did acknowledge, yeah, he got something with the turn. But it's crazy to me how ESPN look at when Josh Allen struggled, when Burrow, that's a better example. Get out of here, Josh. Burrow done been bad all year. They done had 2 games where they scored 3 points. But it's an excuse every time you hear about it. The goalpost, the bar. It's ridiculous when it comes to them white knights. And if you can't see that, it's because you choosing not to see it. If you keep saying, oh, I don't want that to be involved in my sports, my guy, that is literally your sports. I don't really know why y'all like to put these possessive things on sports either. Like, I saw a dude tweet when Lamar Jackson playing Sunday. This motherfucker tweeted. And the reason I really had a problem with him saying this is because I done seen how he tweeted about Lamar during Lamar's contract. He tweeted, this is what we paid for from Lamar. We? Motherfucker, I tweeted and I said, bruh, you, not to be ignorant, but you didn't pay a single dime of that man's contract. You was even hating, saying he didn't deserve it when he was going through that contract. You and some other Raven fans. Like, so I don't understand this, actually, I don't think I said you. You can't even edit tweets on there. I don't like it when I don't make stuff very possessive towards somebody, but also I don't like making it towards somebody when I actually am going at a whole crew, because I was really going at the whole white fan base of the Ravens fans that was going at Lamar during his contract. him, Bobby Trossett, all them white dudes. It's now that all of a sudden now is all on Lamar's bandwagon now. It's real cool how the media get allowed to, they allowed to do that. But, Rodney Harris was killing Zach Wilson and he getting buried for it. Psst. Bro, y'all really be pissing me off, bro. Y'all really be pissing me off with this. And I'm not talking about y'all viewers. I'm talking about ESPN, Fox, FS1, all these numbnuts. That is so clear that their views and whatnot is based in some type of ignorant racism. And the fact that they can't see it and the fact that fans keep letting them get away with it, it's ridiculous. But y'all smarter than that. Now I'm talking to my fans, the viewers. Y'all are smarter than that. When we become a big time sports giant and we become somewhere that people come to on a regular basis for their sports content. Now, granted, I want y'all to know in advance, the channel won't just be sports, like just sitting down. We're going to have multiple shows on the channel doing sports, but it's also going to be a fun show, bro. A fun channel. We're going to start putting together, like when we get the resources and the bread, and the connections and whatnot, there's going to be a lot of stuff on this channel for kids, basically. Because I want the youth. Like that Toy Story game was a brilliant idea to get kids into sports, to get kids liking sports. And I think it's a lot of different ways to still. I think one of the things we forget a lot of times, because it's not even just about the youth at times. Bro, sports is still supposed to be fun at the end of the day, bro. Now, I understand it's no longer that because people done put the gambling into it. And once you put money into something like this, it's not what the players make. It's what the gambling and stuff is done to the fantasy sports and all that that's done made this bigger than just a kid's game. And I get all of that because people going to want to find a way to make bread off of these motherfuckers. Either way, y'all can hate them and all that, but y'all going to find ways to make bread off of them. That's what I find so interesting. Dabo Swinney didn't want college players getting paid, but he didn't have no problem making all that bread off of them motherfuckers that was coming over there playing for him, did he? Because I didn't know who a Dabo was until he got a Deshaun Watson. But that's very interesting. But I move on. But, to see how the media talked about Daniel Jones is exactly why I am here. Because they would have led you to believe that Daniel Jones was a guy on the rise. And that is just not what the tape showed. The tape just showed he wasn't as bad as he was the previous couple years. And then all the excuses started to come into place. Excuses that they just don't make for every quarterback. You can't say that you judge every quarterback the same because you simply don't. You just don't. But the interesting thing to me about this is Daniel Jones still got a way out of this in the sense that he still got an excuse for people to make. The offensive line for the Giants is fucking terrible. It is absolutely fucking terrible. I saw plays last night. They gave up 11 sacks. Bro, multiple Seahawks had 2 sacks. A cornerback had a pick 6 and a sack in Witherspoon. What I find very interesting is it was plays last night where, bro, some of the offensive linemen, they damn near cones. Turnstiles. Like, I don't even understand what it, like, they ain't even trying. And I'm starting to wonder to myself, is it like when I see shit like that, why is that player still on the field? Because I'm thinking 2 things. Either he just don't fuck with his quarterback, or he is just 3 things. He don't fuck with his quarterback. He have no idea what the play calls are, or he just is not trying whatsoever. Now, as a matter of fact, combined with that play call thing, he just lost out there. Or the third one, he just done stopped playing. He done tapped out mentally. I don't understand why you continue to put your quarterback in danger by having those type of things. Now, some people might say, well, you would have had to get rid of the whole entire offensive line. I would rather put the backups in to see what they can do than continue to have these starters out here letting my quarterback get assassinated in the pocket. And then you got Daniel Jones running in the sacks. So he wasn't really helping himself either. And this looked like that Thursday night game the Lions and the Packers played last week. These teams got to do something about these offensive lines. I mean, you definitely getting your quarterback you're making the chances of him making it out the whole season so unlikely. 11 sacks is not what you want a quarterback to be taking in a game. Now, like I said, he took some of them sacks himself by running into him, holding on to the ball too long. But at the end of the day, the thing is, when your offensive line is that bad, the clock in your head is going to go up and down, it's on a roller coaster. You get, sometimes it might be no pressure, but because you done been sacked so many times, the pressure is quicker in your head. So I'm not blaming Daniel Jones for that. This was definitely on the offensive line and Daniel Jones. But, I said you can't have a bad offensive line and you can't have a bad quarterback. And let me expand on that. Because you see the playmakers for the Giants, who are they? They really don't make plays. And Saquon is hurt. And I don't even think Saquon is that level of playmaker at the moment. I think we gave him a lot of grace because of his rookie season. But if we stacking his numbers up to some of the dudes who play on a consistent basis, I just think it's unfair to keep putting him on that level. That's why in the offseason, I wasn't arguing that Saquon should get paid. I was arguing Josh Jacobs and other guys should get paid because they actually are. Even though, no, Saquon fit into that because the offense for the Giants is trash when he don't have a good game. Plain and simple. If an offense revolves around you, you should be paid like that. And if you mad that's the running back, that's your fault that you build a team that's built around a running back. The fuck they supposed to do about that? However, my thing with the Giants, to compound on you don't have a quarterback. You got an average quarterback or below average quarterback. You got an average offensive line or below average offensive line. Well, now you got the average below average playmakers, and you also have an average to below average play caller. All of that mixed together ain't helping nobody. And listen, Brian Daboll, he's great. But at some point in time, bro, it's like I was listening to Unc and Ocho last night, and that shit was irritating as hell listening to Chad Johnson just make all these excuses on Nightcap for the Giants and try to say the coaching got to be that much better when you don't got the talent. Bro, for one, we already know that talent, if you don't have the talent, then that means coaching got to be that much better. We know that. But to continuously try to say that talent don't got to be there in no position on offense, but the coaching can still get that's just insane. And he was naming coaches who had quarterbacks who we don't think of to be superstar quarterbacks. But when you look at the talent on that team, so you say one of the people he said was Brock Purdy with Kyle Shanahan. Well, Brock Purdy got a lot of talent on offense. Christian McCaffrey having an MVP season. They got a good offensive line. They got a cornerstone offensive lineman. They got a cornerstone tight end, 2 phenomenal receivers, a great head coach who can play call. And nobody's saying Brian Daboll is on the Kyle Shanahan level of play calling. And they got a superstar defense with studs on every level. So that's a terrible example. And then he used who was that other? I can't even remember who the other example he used. But that's a terrible example, bro. I mean, that's what he said is just simply terrible, bro. It's not true. You cannot outcoach average players against teams that have talent. It's just not the case, bro. That's not going to happen in the NFL. I don't think that happens in no sport. Can an average team with no talent whatsoever, with average talent all around on offense, can just be outcoached? The coach can go in there and outcoach teams with talent all around. That's not happening, bro. That is a lie. That is false realities that Chad Johnson is living in. And that's what the Giants are. That's exactly why I said what I said in the offseason. I just don't see the talent. Obviously, they have pieces on defense. But on offense, bro, I done said it multiple times. I like Darren Waller. He always hurt. He wasn't a game changer with the Raiders. So how can I expect him to be a game changer with a quarterback who I think less of than I think of Derek Carr? And I don't think highly of either one of those dudes. I don't think highly of the offensive line. They've been bad since Eli. And it don't help because Daniel Jones is not progressing the way you want him to. Now, we keep putting this progression thing on on everybody else. And I understand that. I'm one of them people who continuously say other people get paid too. But y'all not doing it in a legit way, bro. Y'all just do that shit to make excuses for people that y'all like. Justin Fields struggling. Oh, it got to be on the coaches. You don't actually be sitting down looking at things that he should be doing and getting better at as a quarterback by himself. But You'll go out there and hate on Lamar Jackson, who done got better every year. But y'all gonna get, you know what? Y'all do love to give all of Lamar's success to the coaches. Y'all couldn't tell me what John Harbaugh go out there and do as a head coach in a game at all. But y'all gonna give all Lamar's success to John Harbaugh, Greg Roman, and all these other dudes. Y'all some shit. And I can't stand y'all. However, that's my thing. Y'all always make these excuses unwarranted for some players, like, oh, the coach is not good enough. Bro, at some point in time, we're going to have to see the coach be better, but the player going to have to do some things also. Like, at the end of the day, do he want to be great or not? Do he want to sink or swim? Do he want to be a starter or not? At some point in time, it can't just be the coach got to be better. The coach got to be better. The coach got to be better. Like, stop it, bro. A lot of the great quarterbacks don't even need coaching on offense most of the time. They have a system in place. Bro, you ain't about to say Daniel Jones had a coach of the year last year, and now this year Brian Daboll just done forgot how to coach him, bro. When is it going to be on Daniel Jones to get better, bro? You keep making excuses for all the talent around him, excuses that you don't make for Lamar Jackson, who could have had them same excuses, and he still wins. Oh, but for y'all, every time you talk about it, you try to turn it into, oh, but the playoffs. Daniel Jones can't get his team to the playoffs on a normal year, but y'all keep putting it on everybody else. I'm just baffled by it. Seattle's defense, while it haven't been great against the pass this year, they not even a team that's supposed to be getting 11 sacks. They find a way to get 11 sacks. I'm floored by how Bobby Wagner is just still as great as he is. But listen, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, like, bro, I told y'all what this was going to be. Now, shout out to Jamal Adams. Hope he heal up. But this is my problem when people tackle like that, bro. That leading with the head shit. Look at how Bobby Wagner go and execute tackles. Look at how Luke Kuechly go out there and execute tackles. It's the reason why those dudes were so great. Now, Luke Kuechly did have a concussion issue. Now, but he had a concussion issue. Like, it wasn't like he was going out there and tackling the wrong way. He just had a concussion issue. I imagine his career would have been even shorter if he was one of them players who was just religiously leading with the helmet, trying to take those hit stick type tackles. However, the Giants suck. And I'm not shocked. Why would I be? I told y'all they was going to suck in the offseason. I told you I thought they might have ended up finishing last in the division. It's just going to depend on how bad Washington decide to be this year. And Washington surprisingly have been pretty decent, even though, Eric Bieniemy pulling a clean little carry right now, because that offense is doing a lot more than that fucking defense is supposed to be doing right now. I don't understand what is up with the Commanders defense, bro. They should, at this point, they should just trade these studs, bro. I ain't even lying to you. If they want Caleb Williams, they need to just go ahead and start packaging up some of these Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, Sweat. They should have been traded Chase. They need to just start packaging up some of these dudes for better picks in the draft, bro. Because for one, you're not winning this division. The Eagles and the Cowboys is going to get on a heater eventually, even though both teams look good right now. But two, you're relying on Lady Luck every single week. And I know Luck favor to prepare. I get that. I get it. But, bro, the offense to me, while it hasn't looked, I'm not saying it's a world-beating offense. And give me a second. I need some water. I'm not saying it's a world-beating offense. Bro, what's up with this defense, bro? Do the defense just not care about making, bro, when I think of 11 sacks that the Seahawks got, I'm thinking that's something that the Commanders should be flirting with on a weekly basis, with how much talent is on that defense. And Ron Rivera is supposed to be a defensive court. Man, I don't understand Washington, bro. I just don't. I don't. And I could easily say that Ron Rivera gonna lose that job to and Eric Bieniemy should get it. But I actually think Eric Bieniemy should hold out and try to see if he can become the head coach of Chicago next year and get Caleb Williams. If they don't try to hire hire Lincoln Riley with Caleb Williams. If Lincoln Riley stay in college, which I'm almost certain he gonna do, I believe that Eric Bieniemy should be trying to get that Chicago coaching job next year if Chicago decide to hire Eberflus, which I'm not advocating for Eberflus to lose his job, but what I am saying is I don't want a defensive-minded head coach with my rookie quarterback. I just don't. And so I would let him go, not because I think he's terrible, but because I just don't want a defensive minded head coach with my rookie quarterback who I could have with a Kyle Shanahan type of mind or something like, well, there's no Kyle Shanahan type of mind, but I can go get me a Mike McDaniels or something like that, bro, and get a head start on this thing, getting my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? One of the things, I'm not finna get into this Justin Fields thing, bro. I'm not. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with the Bears right now, bro. The Bears' next games is they lost to the Broncos. So now it's Washington, Minnesota, Vegas. I need to see how they play in them next 3 games, and then I'll talk about them again, bro, because I'm tired of talking about the Bears. I know what I'm seeing. But I'm about to get it. That's as easy as it's going to get for them, bro. Because after that is the Chargers, it's the Saints. Listen, the Panthers not that great, but who knows what'll happen when they play Chicago. The Lions is probably an L. The Vikings is probably an L. The Lions is probably an L. They could probably lose to the Browns. Who knows what they'll do against the Cards, the Falcons, the Green. Like it's just not looking good deep into the schedule. You think that Denver would have been a win for them, not me, because clearly I didn't pick them to win that game. Because I watch Chicago. That's why I damn near predict exactly how their games go every time I watch them play. Y'all can keep making these excuses for Justin Fields. That's cool. I ain't tripping on it. But I know what I'm seeing. Is it something else that I want to touch on before we get to the end of the show? Is there something else I want to touch on? I will run through these scores one more time. Week 3. The London game, Atlanta, they lose 7-23 against Jacksonville. Washington loses 31-34 in Philly. Denver lost in Chicago. No, Denver won in Chicago 31-28. Tampa Bay won 26-9 in New Orleans. And let's pause for a second. Yo, what I tell you, man. Derek Carr loved to play down to the level of his competition. Shout out to Baker Mayfield for having a decent year so far. 3-1 Tampa Bay Bucks. You know, I picked the New Orleans to win this division. And I wasn't confident because I told you, like, the quarterback playing this division, man. But boy, Tampa Bay. And you know what's crazy? Tampa Bay, literally, the only thing that made me rank them where I ranked them was Baker Mayfield. And I understand Baker can still turn back into Baker Mayfield, bro. But I'm going to give him some grace. I don't get on here to hate on Baker on purpose, bro. I like how Baker playing. Keep it going, Bake. Keep it going, Mr. Midfield. Keep it going, Mr. Midfield. We'll see how it turn out, though, when that schedule turn over. But Cincinnati in Tennessee, they lose. Oh, yes, pause. Stop right here. They lose 327. Now, I just want y'all to see how, and I done spoke on it already. Go look at how the media is talking about Joe Burrow's sorry ass losing right now. And if you can find the media talking about Lamar and the Ravens, look at how they talk about those guys. They nitpick when he loses or wins. Just excuses left and right with Joe Burrow. I thought when you was on the field, you had to produce. That's what I thought. He hurting his team now. Because it's Joe Burrow, the dude who got to a Super Bowl. Didn't win the Super Bowl, they just got there. Meaning you lost it if you didn't win it. But they still giving him that type of clout. So now he just don't have to perform because he just hurt. Well, stop playing if he injured. He playing is hurting the team, and they keep making excuses for him because he wanted the White Knights. It's plain and simple. My Rams get a win in Indy 29-23. Minnesota wins in Carolina 21-13. Pause again. Carolina, yo. Like I said, and y'all, it's going to be an interesting offseason for them because I don't think I know CJ Stroud look good right now, so people saying, oh, Carolina took the wrong quarterback. I don't think Carolina took the wrong quarterback. My problem with Carolina is exactly what I said it was. Don't like the head coach. I understand a lot of people like Frank Wright, bro. I do not understand the Frank Wright lullaby or the Frank Wright love affair, bro. I'm very confused by it. I don't get it, but whatever. I don't think they got nowhere near enough talent around Bryce Young. The offensive line not good enough. The receivers not good enough. The running game not good enough. Like, I don't know what we expecting Bryce Young to do this year. I do expect him to have some type of development and improve in some type of way, but he got Frank Wright as a head coach. So all I'm gonna end up hearing is that either this. I don't think that Frank Wright should have a long enough leash to get multiple years if we don't see some type of development with Bryce Young. Like, I don't think it's fair to Bryce Young to say if he don't develop by the end of the season, we'll still give Frank Wright another year. I think it should be a short leash on that because it's not like Frank Wright coming off of a successful tenure in Indy. That's why it's very confusing to me. His tenure in Indy is not like some glorious tenure, but we finna give him this leeway to be able to not get anything. Now, it's still early, but all I'm saying is if they don't get the talent, and now the talent might be the excuse that you give, but hey, all I'm saying is I talked about it the other day, how y'all let coaches and organizations ruin players. Baltimore picked up a big dub in Cleveland, 28-3. Miami took a big L in Buffalo, 20-48. Pittsburgh was on the road and got the asses smacked by Houston, 6-30. And in the 4:00 games, we had Vegas in LA. You know, some say that Buddy tried to get a game away again with his coaching, but nonetheless, Vegas ends up losing this game 17-24. New England was in Dallas. Mac Jones was benched in the third, but Bill Belichick said he wasn't benched. It was just no point in him being out there no more. Anyways, New England loses 3-38. Arizona was on the road in San Francisco. They lose 6-35. Christian McCaffrey had 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. Brock Purdy was 20 for 21. Insane type stats. Kansas City was on the road on Sunday Night Football. They win 23-20. And on Monday Night Football, I did not write the score down. Forgive me for that. Just know that the Giants got that ass waxed. And that rhymed. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with him. Tell somebody you love them. Do not worry. I got different type of videos coming out soon, other than just like weekly recaps and the look aheads and all that. It's just you got to find a way to put your schedule in a way. I got to schedule myself in a way that where I can have the time to actually sit down, go over it. Because I can't just say, oh, I'm going to make a video like this and then do no type of planning, research. You know, it take a lot to do some of these, to sit down and want to make like a top 10 video. That's why it takes so long for me to do another one so far, because you got to sit down, even though I actually do have one sitting in the tank right now. I just haven't released it for some odd reason. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, bro. All right. I just know we got some there. And as the channel grows, I'm going to start having more people that I can start having like working with, getting involved with the channel, helping the vision grow. So don't worry, bro. We're going to keep growing. But right now, we're a low tier. We're a low level. We're on the grind. And that's all right. That's all right. Because I appreciate the support. And I appreciate the views, the comments, the subscribers, the likes, the shares, all of it. I appreciate all of it. And I love you for that. Tell somebody fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today for absolutely no motherfucking reason. Go make somebody's day. Sign out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.